And welcome back. Yesterday was a blast for Dolan native and Nebraska men's basketball coach Tim Miles when his Huskers took on Oklahoma State at the Sanford Pentagon in front of standing room only. And the crowd was almost entirely red for the Huskers, who came into the game with an 8-2 record. There's Tim playing in front of mom and dad and all those friends and family. James Palmer led Nebraska with 29 points, followed by Isaac Copeland, who had 16. And Thomas Allen had 14. It was close throughout the first half. Only a 3-point lead at halftime, but Nebraska cranked it up after intermission. They pulled away in the second, shooting 44% from three-point range to knock off Oklahoma State. Coach Miles, they win big. Had plenty of family, as I said, in the audience. Says his game was nothing short of special for the fans and the players, and he was really happy with how well his team played as they jump up to 22nd today in the coaches poll and 25th in the media poll. Well, Taryn Christian's college football career came to a close over the weekend in the FCS semifinal, closing an impressive career which the Roosevelt alum rewrote the SDSU record book in. Zach Borg has a look back at our Carl's TV and Appliance Athlete of the Week.
I run and pass probably about 50-50, but I mean, when there's pass play called, I look for the pass. If there's nothing there, then I'll try and run it.
The combination of sprinter's speed and arm strength made Taryn Christian a special talent as a prep at Roosevelt 5 years ago, and he'd maximize it at South Dakota State.
I always feel I put pressure on myself just because I want to be the best quarterback to ever walk through South Dakota State. That's what I push myself for every day.
Pressed into action due to injury as a true freshman, Taryn became just that. He set SDSU and Missouri Valley records with 11,535 yards passing and 104 touchdowns, while also running for more than 1,500 yards and 26 scores. Yet those records were never his measuring stick.
I didn't necessarily come in thinking, I'm going to break all these records, do all this, all that. I was focused on, winning football games and helping the guys around me, accomplish something great.
Getting after me when I'm wrong, praising me when I'm right, just giving me confidence, play better every game, every practice. Just a tremendous leader.
That leadership was never on display more than in Taryn's final game.
Christian is still down.
Knocked out of the FCS semifinal against NDSU several times, Christian came back in and continued to do everything he could to give SDSU a chance to win.
And he got it!
Coaches will talk about Taryn's leadership. They'll talk about his playmaking ability, and they'll lace that with the type of person he was, the character he lived out. It was true to.
We're the winningest class to go through. Obviously proud to be a part of that. This program's only gone up ever since, I started getting recruited here.
And that, more than any record, is what Taryn will remember the most. In Fargo with the Jackrabbits, Zach Borg, KDLT Sports.
And finally, the Skyforce is certainly off to a terrific start in the G League season. They began the year with 8 wins in their first 10 games and still take an 11-6 record into the game tonight against Iowa at the Pentagon. There was no doubt in Nevada Smith's mind before the season even started. They had a special group here. Talent-wise, he couldn't wait for the season to get started. And now we know why.
And this is probably the deepest team that I can remember seeing in a G League in the last 3 or 4 years. We top to bottom, the talent is pretty crazy here. So it's going to be a fun start. And unlike the last 2 years, we struggled when we lost guys. We struggled putting new guys in those roles, and I don't think you're going to have that with this group.
Deontay Maton, one of their two-way players with Miami, has been stellar, and several players on the team have excelled thus far in the first 17 games of the year. Again, tonight, they're home against Iowa. And that's a look at sports. We'll all be right back.